Hello, everyone. Is there anyone there who can see me? Hello. Ewan, it's good to see you. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, so it seems like everybody is saying that the stream is okay now. Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties we're having today, everyone. Please just bear with me a little bit longer. Honestly, I don't know what happened. Okay. If you can hear me, say something. Bojong, good to see you today. So it seems like we have a grand total of 4 viewers. So better than nothing, right? Yeah. Good. You know, it's good to see you too. I just wish it would be under better circumstances. For some reason, the stream wasn't working for 20 minutes. Today's class is about handling emotions. Professor Noland is not feeling so good. So even when we experience difficult situations, we have to do the best we can do, right? So let's just, I don't know what to say. Let's get started. Good. So handling emotions. All right, so I thought we could start with some warm-up questions. I'm going to share those with you in the box below. The first question is, what was the happiest day of your life? What is the most disappointing day of your life? Well, think about happy. Happy is like when you graduate university. That's happy. When you get married, you get your first car, a happy time. If you think about a disappointing time, well, you can think about Professor Noland's current predicament. The YouTube stream doesn't work. Very disappointing. What about you? Think about your life. What times were happy? What times were disappointing? I want to know what you have to say. Okay? And I'll give you a few minutes to think about your answer. Hopefully this can be sort of like a conversation. The happiest day. The happiest days. Well, I don't think that I have a happy, like when I think back on my life, there are no specific days that seem like that's really pop out to me, but I have happy stages in my life. Like when I first came to Korea a long time ago, it seems like an eternity ago, everything was new and exciting. It was a very happy time exploring a foreign country for the first time, being outside of my hometown. Those times when we're young and we're put into a new situation, very happy times. Okay. I had a happy childhood growing up, very happy family. So my earliest memories were, I don't know, playing computer games with my brother and the friends around the neighborhood. Very happy times. What about you? When I think about disappointing times, oh my goodness, so many disappointments in life, but really that's what life's all about. We have disappointments. So I don't regret, I just accept. And I just don't really think about it too much. So honestly, it's hard to think about disappointing things. I don't know. It's sort of a way how I stay mentally healthy. It's one of my strategies. Yeah. Okay, finally, we got Yoon. Thank you for saving me. Okay. Yoon says, the most disappointing day was when I learned that Green Day concert was originally scheduled to be held this year. It was only available to adults. And yeah, you're 19 years old now. So Yoon, I think what you're saying is that at the time you wanted to watch the Green Day concert, but you couldn't because of an age limit. I would imagine that would be extremely disappointing. Thank you for your input. Really appreciate it. Hyojong says, the happiest day in my life is these days, studying right now. Well, Hyojong, I'm very happy that you find joy in your studies. That's terrific. And really, if you enjoy what you're learning, you're going to be successful. I think, years ago, I taught high school students. And let me tell you, when they studied, it was really painful to watch because, they had to study for the sunung and all that. It wasn't enjoyable. And I think learning should be fun. So that's great, Hyojong. Thanks for sharing that. All right, we have a Birdfly 95. My happiest time was when I was married. Sure, marriage, the start of a new life. That must be really happy. One of my disappointing moments was when my husband let me down. Yeah, so sometimes when we have to deal with our loved ones, they're bound to let us down sometimes, but that doesn't mean we love them any less. So thanks for sharing that. Okay, thank you. All right, looks like we have some newcomers. Thank you for bearing with me. We were having some technical difficulties earlier, but I'm glad to see that some people are showing up. It makes everything go a lot smoother. So let me give you one more question for warming up. Okay. Okay, so the next question is, when you feel angry or stressed, how do you blow off steam? So when you blow off steam, it's like you're letting your emotions go. Sometimes when people are angry, they like to keep it all inside, right? But, what happens? Well, you keep it inside for 1 day, 2 days, and then suddenly you explode. So some people say that it's better to just let it out. If you have a negative emotion, either let it go or express it. If you keep it inside, it's going to poison your mind. We don't want that. We don't want our mind to be poisoned. So what about you? When you feel angry or stressed, how do you blow off steam? I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. Well, I know some people, they like to unwind after work with a glass of wine or something like that. Okay, we have a comment from Joyce Wu. Thanks a lot. She says, I keep it inside and try to calm down. Okay. Listening to music, those are all great ways to release our stress. That's perfect. Keep it inside. Yeah, so Joyce, it sounds to me like you like to bottle your emotions, but it doesn't really affect you. You say that you keep it inside and you calm down naturally over time, right? Yeah. Listening to music is also a great way. Yeah. Personally, I find that exercise is a great way to blow off some steam. You know, when things don't seem to be going well, go to the mountain, go hiking. So, some pointers there. I might have to go hiking after this because the first 20 minutes of the steam didn't work. But what can we do? Okay. All right. So since our PPT isn't working, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste the letter we're going to consider today into the YouTube chat box. So please look at the chat box and you can read along with me if you so desire. So let's get started. Yeah. Oh, look, we have a lot of comments suddenly. Right. Exercise is great. Eating good food, great way to blow off some steam. Joy says cursing is sometimes helpful sometimes. So cursing means to say bad words. You know, it's a way to express yourself. What can I say? Bad words are still words, and they can have an effect of blowing off steam as well. I agree. When it's appropriate, maybe in the office, not a good time to curse, but when you're around trusted company, sure. So in this next letter, we're going to be considering the case of someone who is really stressed out. And he is stressed out because of what he's been reading on Facebook, some political issues. And I think this is really pertinent because these days, what do we have? We have an election. We have a presidential election. Very controversial. It has really stratified society. So we're going to see how this situation has affected this guy. Let's see if I can post this now. It looks like there is a limit. So instead, I'm going to send you the URL. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. So guys, I know that a lot of you are on your phones. You're not on a computer, so you can't open the Word document. Please bear with me. Today's letter is short, so I think you should be able to follow along. If you can, follow that link and you can read what I'm reading. Let's get started. So the letter starts off with, "Dear Professor Noland," that's me. "I'm feeling very stressed these days." Okay, why is he stressed? Well, we'll see. "I guess all the political issues on the news and in social media are taking a toll on my mental health." Taking a toll on my mental health. Let's get one thing straight. I don't care about politics. I don't care about the presidential elections and all the social issues that everyone's so uptight about. But whenever I watch the news or visit Facebook, I see people arguing about one thing or another, and it just makes me want to go ballistic. So ballistic means it makes you want to be really angry, you know, just think about a ballistic missile. Ballistic, really, it really affects this guy. Why should I care about things that don't affect my life? Well, that's a good question. Why should you? Why should you care? I guess I should find a way to blow off some steam. Maybe I should try to get out of the house more often or hang out with some friends in real life. Unfortunately, it's not so easy to socialize these days because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I think this is a sort of a catch-22 situation. Social media has been a big source of interaction for me, but it is also sapping the joy out of my life. I feel like I'm bottling up my feelings and it's driving me crazy. Professor Noland, do you have any advice about my current predicament? Should I delete my social media accounts? I would be interested in hearing if your viewers had anything to add as well. Sincerely, Anonymous. So anonymous means this person doesn't want to give us his or her name, and we're going to respect their privacy. That's perfect. But I think that the issues that are raised in this letter are very relevant to a lot of our lives. He mentions a catch-22 situation. These days, we're experiencing a pandemic. We can't go outside so easily. But also, social media has a dark side as well. If people are arguing, if there's a lot of negativity online, it can affect us too, can it? So, yeah, I think he's asking, what should he do? I don't know. What do you think he should do? Let's see if, I have an idea, but I want to know your idea. So I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. By the way, if the link doesn't work, please let me know. That's a very good thing for me to know. Okay, well, just, scanning this letter, the writer says that I don't care about politics. I don't care about the presidential elections and social issues. However, I'm reading this, and it seems like he does care. If he didn't care about these issues, then he wouldn't have such a bad feeling, would he? So he does care. The question is now, why are you letting it affect you this way? So what do you think? Should he delete his social media account? Well, I think that's sort of a drastic measure. Okay, I'm noticing that a lot of you are a little quiet today. Must be because we're just after midterms. Everybody's a little busy. Okay, I'll give my response. And I know you can't see what I'm reading, but bear with me. We were experiencing some technical difficulties today. What can I do, right? Okay, so my response is, to whom it may concern. You say you don't care about politics, but I think you do. Your emotional reaction proves that. Okay, it's okay to disagree with what people say online. My advice to you would be to research both sides of the issue. For example, if you disagree with what people are saying about President Trump or something else, do your own research so that you can reinforce your opinion with evidence. I find that in most cases, people on both sides of the issue have valid points. So, yeah, usually it's not black and white. There's a middle ground, and both sides have good points. So, I suggest that you try separating your emotions from these troubling social issues. Life is too short to be upset about things we can't control. And really, guys, life is too short. We live, 50, 60, 70 years, and then we're gone. We're gone. So don't stress about these things that don't really even affect our lives. But anyway, another advice, don't hold on to negative emotions. If you bottle up your feelings, they will become like poison to your mind, right? So I don't think the answer is deleting the social media account. I don't. I think as long as you change the way you think, you can keep the social media accounts. Sure, why not? But try something new. Go outside, get some exercise, meet some friends, keep a positive mind. And then perhaps all the things you read on Facebook won't even matter so much anymore. So I hope this helps. Brandon Nolan. So that I was paraphrasing, but that's basically what I said. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of controversial issues. I don't know, what kind of issues are important these days? We had the presidential elections. We have the Black Lives Matter movement. We have the Me Too movement. That was a long time ago. That was in 2018. There are so many issues, and we really, I think research is important. We need to understand what's going on here. Okay, so very nice. We have some input. Hyojong says, I don't know about politics, and I think that is okay. If politics aren't your thing, perfect. Especially American politics. You guys, I think most people here aren't even American, so maybe it doesn't really apply to your lives. Fair enough. I understand. I respect that. Yeah. Yoon says we should avoid. Yoon thinks that he should avoid social media for a while. Perhaps he can take a break. I still think that the problem isn't social media per se. I think it's how he's reacting to what he reads there. I think too much of anything is bad for you. Too much social media, too much alcohol, too much gossip, whatever. Just self-control, you can do it. But yeah, maybe he needs to take a break. Good point. Okay, we have a comment from Hetty H. I think he'd better try to get away from SNS. Okay, take a break. The information sometimes makes me feel bad, so I deleted SNS too. Yeah, sometimes it is helpful to delete SNS. Personally, I don't delete it. Well, I take it back. I had an Instagram account, but then I deleted it because I don't know, I didn't use it and I didn't want to see other people's lives. It's just my personality. I didn't delete it because I had a problem. I'm just not really interested in other people. I have a Facebook account. I haven't posted on Facebook in like 2 years. So it's just a different personalities, right? Okay, Bird95 says, switch your notifications in your social media and you should take more time for yourself. Okay, so I think what Bird is saying is that you don't have to delete your social media account, but turn off the notifications and ignore it for a little while. So some good advice there. Yeah. Okay, and also be more selective when you are watching the news. Okay, I would be interested to hear what you mean by that. Are you saying that some news organizations are better than others? How so? If you can, let us know what you think. Yeah. In America, there are two major news organizations. There's CNN and Fox News. You know, one is conservative and one is, I think, what would you call it, liberal? And they're always sort of covering the same information, but with opposing viewpoints. So I don't know if in Korea you guys have anything like that, if your media is stratified like that. Be interested for me. I should look that up later. Good. Okay, guys, I really appreciate your input. Thanks for taking a look at his letter. Let's consider some more discussion questions. See what you think about this. Okay. So the topic is about feelings, controlling our feelings. So let's see which way. The first question I'm going to share with you, copy it over. When you feel angry or stressed, how do you blow off steam? So I made some suggestions to the author of the letter, but perhaps you have some ideas as well. Yeah. What do? Do you go to a jjimjilbang? Noraebang? Yeah, some people go to noraebangs to blow off some steam. I haven't been to one in a long time, but you know, I've seen some people in the rooms and they're screaming into the microphone, you know, when they're singing. Computer games. Some people play with computer games. I try to stay away from computer games because if I start, I can easily spend all day on computer games. So I try to avoid that myself. Okay. Perhaps you're thinking about the question. I will pose another question, see if you have anything else. Okay. The second question is, what time of day are you in your best mood? When are you in your worst mood? Why? So you can think about that too. Personally, I'm in my best mood in the morning. I'm a morning person. You know, you first wake up in the morning, you drink that coffee. It's great. Love that. I'll give you some time. Yeah, Hyodong says morning is good. Thank you. It's good to know I'm not the only one here. Great. Joyce, thank you. Yeah, in the evening, drinking some wine could be a great way to unwind. Perfect. Okay. Okay, we have another comment here. I feel best in the evening before I go to bed because I can relax. In the morning, I feel tired because I have to go to work. Yeah, so it really depends on what you do for work. If you work in the morning, perhaps that's not the happiest time. You know, you'll look forward to the evenings instead. Today's topic is about feelings. Let's think about what kind of stimuli produce various emotional responses in us. I'm going to ask some questions here. What gives you stress? What frustrates you? What gives you a sense of satisfaction in your life? What makes you nervous? So think about yourself, and perhaps if you share, you may find that other people have that in common with you. What gives you stress? If you have a lot of things to do, obviously, a lot of work. I think it really depends on what kind of work you do, if you have stress at work or not. Yeah. What frustrates you? Oh my goodness. What frustrates me, I think that it's the fact that there's not enough hours in the day. I wake up in the morning and I have so much to do, and before I know it, it's nighttime. The day's over, and I've only done a few things on my checklist. So that can be frustrating. All right, we have a few ideas here. Joy says, speaking in front of many people makes me nervous. Oh, sure, they can make you nervous. Yeah, I sometimes get nervous too. I speak in front of people pretty regularly, but yeah, it can make me nervous. At least the first few times I do it. Yeah. Speaking in English makes you nervous. Yeah. I don't know. when I speak in Korean, I don't feel nervous. I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed because I know that my Korean sounds like a child, or I sound like I'm 3 years old. It can be embarrassing. I'm not sure about your situation, but I think that many people are embarrassed or nervous when they speak English because they're afraid of other people judging them. They're going to think, oh, everybody's watching me and they're going to judge my English. And I don't know, I think English in this society is sort of a way some people try to put each other in ranks. You know, everybody needs to be in order in the social social order. So yeah, speaking English could make you nervous in that sense. Hetty says bank assets. Sure, if your bank assets are becoming shallow, yeah, that can cause a lot of stress. Anju says grades. Were you disappointed with your grades? I hope not. Yeah. Birdfly 95. Just before sleeping, I feel relaxed after yoga. Yes. I hear yoga is a very relaxing activity. You know, it's a way you can meditate and clear your mind. Yeah. Right, Anju. So you've seen your grades already. I didn't even know we showed grades. I guess we have. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you did better than you thought. I always tell my students this. I don't think they find it really assuring, but yeah. Okay. I think this will be our last question for today. In general, and this question really is about, we're making generalities, right? So I know it's case by case, but according to our experiences, we can say, generally speaking, this is true. Not all the time, but usually, based on my experience, this is how we make generalizations. Okay. So the last question is, who do you think are happier? We have different groups of people. Married people, people who aren't married, but they just have boyfriend and girlfriend, single people, men or women, high school students. We have so many groups. So which group do you think is happiest? And this may be beneficial to us because if we notice that a certain group is happier, we may think about, hey, what are they doing? What are they doing right? Maybe I should follow their example. So yeah, in my experience, the children seem to be happiest. Maybe not high school students; they seem to be depressed. But young children, middle school children, they're so loud. They're always excited about nothing. There's no reason to be excited. Literally, I don't know. I don't feel like there's anything going on with their lives. But children are excited. High school students, when I taught high school students, they seem to be pretty stressed out. But college students, on the other hand, especially, I live near Huffs, and they seem very happy. They don't seem that stressed. That's just my observation. Yoon says people with boyfriend and girlfriends, as opposed to being married, as opposed to single. I'd be interested to know why you think that. Yeah. Toddlers. Right. Well, they're really just happy for no reason, aren't they? Yeah. Anju, do you have a toddler? Are you saying this from your personal experience? Joyce, I love how you added that qualifier. People with partners, but not only that, happy relationships. Sure? if your relationship is happy, then that could make you happy as well. A miserable marriage makes your life a living hell. Well, I like the way you put that. So Anju says her niece is 11 years old. So that's where that experience comes from. Yeah, very happy. Yeah, it really is case by case. Yeah. What can I say? What about in your, I mean, really what we're looking here is life stages. So, you know, we've all at some time been children. We've all been in school. We've all been in relationships, or most of us have. We've all been single. And we're either men or women. So you can think about your own experience. When were you the happiest? Which stage of your life were you the happiest? There, that's a way we can make it more personal. Joyce, I love the personal comment. Your childhood was very happy. And I sort of agree with that. In my case, before my teenage years, it was a very happy childhood. But then when I went to university, it became stressful. I don't know why, just everything seemed like a big deal. But yeah, my 20s were pretty hard, but I'm in my 30s now, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to call it a day. We're going to be listening to Professor Hollis pretty soon. Once again, sorry about the technical issues. I have no idea what happened, but I think at least we were able to enjoy some interesting high-level conversation. I think it was worth it. Good. So I hope you all have a happy day, a relaxing day, and a peaceful day. So I'll see you later. See you next week at 2 o'clock. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's interested in getting more one-on-one practice with your professors speaking English, please feel free to sign up to our phone English classes. You can contact the English department if you are interested in that. So that's great. Okay. Oh, we have some comments coming in right now. All right, guys, I'm going to have to let you go. I really appreciate the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Yeah. Thank you, Hojo. Bye. See you later.